Let me introduce you to John, a man whose quiet resolve and relentless work ethic built a corporate empire from the ground up, only to have it betrayed by the very family he sought to provide for. His story is a powerful testament to the idea that true ownership is not granted by blood, but earned through dedication. I can still hear the utterances. My father's voice. Calm. Conclusive. The enterprise goes to your brother, Michael. He has a household to provide for. You'll comprehend. I did not argue. I did not entreat. I just gazed at the old man who confused lineage with proficiency, at the brother who could not even reconcile an accounts ledger, let alone manage an empire I had forged from nothing. $110 million. 15 years of my existence. And with a single statement, he bequeathed it to a leech. Growing up, Michael was consistently the cherished son, the one with the charisma, the grin, the knack for failing gracefully. I was the one in the backgrounds, the one who toiled, the one who labored for everything. I constructed that company brick by brick. I labored through the nights, sealed the agreements, mitigated the losses. My father occupied the boardroom, pretending his hands still steered the course. Michael appeared once a quarter, boasting about concepts he had pilfered from televised lectures. And yet, when the moment arrived, it was not about allegiance. It was not about merit. It was about offspring, his heritage. As if my life's endeavor was worthless because I never brought someone into the world to use as leverage. Perfidy does not cry out. It murmurs. It was in the way my father ceased responding to my calls in the evening, in the way the boardroom's focus shifted toward Michael, even as he butchered figures, in the way contracts began to transit through his desk instead of mine. By the time I received the formal declaration, the betrayal was already consummated. But I did not become enraged. I did not crumble. I strategized. First, I studied my brother, his routines, his vulnerabilities. He had an abundance. Mistresses, gaming, a penchant for expedients that corrupt individuals from within. Then I studied my father. The empire was his prestige, but he had grown blind to the decay within it. He only concerned himself with headlines, inheritance, the semblance of might. He never observed when I began unraveling the fibers. Phase 1. Disclosure. I divulged my brother's gaming debts to a creditor I knew would not remain silent. The narrative propagated, subtle at first, then more amplified. Stakeholders began posing queries. Phase 2. Erosion. I permitted a couple of pivotal contracts to elude his grasp. Transactions he was too neglectful to secure. Then I intervened anonymously with shell corporations that engaged those patrons for myself. Stealthily, one piece at a time, I divested the empire of its most valuable assets. Phase 3. Breach of confidence. I presented a consultant to him, an entertainer on my payroll. She whispered concepts into his ear, persuading him they were his own. He displayed them to the board. Every single one was unsuccessful. His credibility bled out in public while she fed me all the intel. Within a year, the empire my father had bestowed upon him was a hollow husk. The media labeled him imprudent. Shareholders called him inept. My father called him a disappointment. I bided my time until the blaze was at its height before I made my identity known. The confrontation was not in a boardroom. It was at my father's estate. The old man sat in his leather chair, Michael pacing like a confined creature, raving about perfidy and adversaries. I stepped through the portal, composed, controlled. It was you. My brother spat, face crimson, perspiration streaming. You ruined my life. I did not deny it. I did not need to. I looked at my father, his hands quivering on the armrest. You gave him my empire, I stated. You presumed progeny would transform him into a man. You presumed lineage would make him deserving. Now you witness what you have created. My brother lunged, but I did not recoil. He was no longer a menace. He was merely commotion. I leaned near enough for my father to apprehend every word. I constructed it once. I can build it once more. But you will never be a component of it. You selected your heritage. And now your heritage is nothing but ash. I departed from them there. One destroyed by ineptitude. The other destroyed by the reality. Michael's reputation is in tatters in every circle that matters. Collectors hound him. His so-called associates have disappeared. He has his children, indeed, but they will mature watching him fail, watching him subside. My father, he endures with the cognizance that the empire he betrayed me for is extinct. Not due to the market, not due to fortune, but because of me. People inquire if I lament it, if I feel responsible for annihilating my own kin. But here is the veracity. Kinship is not sacred when it betrays you. Blood is not thicker than treachery. I did not incinerate their empire. I simply let them suffocate on the blaze they kindled when they misjudged me. And when I observe what I have rebuilt, leaner, more acute, inviolable, I sense nothing but perspicuity. They handed away my crown.